Hi everyone! Welcome back, yes, to my hair transplant journey. And today I'll be sharing with you my 1 week update since I did my surgery last week, December 23rd, which is a Thursday. And today, guess what? It's December 30, which is 7 days anniversary after 1 week. Yay! And I'm so happy. I felt like, oh my gosh, I feel stronger now. I feel better now. I'm not as anxious anymore as when it started. So today I'll be sharing with you my honest thoughts, my honest feelings since the day of my surgery, or actually let's start the day before my surgery. So the day before my surgery, usually you need to have a good night's sleep. I wasn't able to sleep. I was really anxious. I was really excited. I only got like 2 hours of sleep. But the next morning, make sure that you actually have a full stomach, that you actually eat food before you go there. You have to avoid caffeine and alcohol as well. So I was lucky enough that my friend Nikki picked me up here from home, and then we went to the clinic. So Nikki, thank you so much for bringing me there. And then once we actually got there, I filled out some paperwork. And right after the paperwork, we had to start, and we actually started, I believe, at 8:20. But before I start the story, let me show you again our grafted areas as well as suture line. So this is this side. This is the top side. This is the other side. And now let me show you the suture line. So this is the suture line right here. And the suture line is actually where they actually got the donor, that they actually like put grafts. And then this is the other side of the suture line as well. So now let me actually tell you the whole story. So after filling out the paperwork, your doctor basically comes in, and now you basically do your as for me, because my concern was this area, we actually had to design my hairline. Make sure that you actually go to a doctor or to a clinic where you can really talk to the doctor before the surgery day itself. And because it's very important for you to have that confidence with the doctor who's going to do your surgery. I actually went to like several clinics, but I chose my doctor because I felt most comfortable with him. Because first, I actually had a phone interview with him. After a phone interview, I met him in person, and he basically designed my hairline. And then I felt like right on the day of the surgery, I really had like a clear idea on what I wanted, and he helped me execute that. So it's a teamwork between you and the doctor. So that's very, very important, okay? Make sure that you do your research, because once you're there, it's team effort. So I was really excited about that. After that, I did a short bathroom break, and then once I came back, we transferred to the other room. Now this is where it all started. So basically, this is where they start doing the injections. So I had to like wear, of course, this lab coat, and I had to sit down. If I could be honest, I think this has been the most painful event of my life. It's worth it though in the end, but in the process of doing the injections, it's so painful. It's so painful that there were 3 technicians. One was like taking shots right on doing the injections, and then one had to like hold my forehead right here because I had a tendency of pushing myself already. It hurt so much that I just kind of like cried, and then when they asked me why, I just said it's like a combination of happiness, but at the same time it was just so painful. So from what I remember, they actually did 15 injections in the back. That hurt the most. And then they also did 15 injections in the front. I'm actually not sure if you can actually see some of like the injections right there. From what I know, it looks like those are like the injections. But yeah, that's like the most painful event ever. Because I'm usually a brave person. I can take an injection, but not 30 injections. And from what I heard from my other friends who have done it, it depends on every person. It also depends on like the area perhaps. But then again, after the 30 injections, then now we had to take a break. And then after we took a break, I came back again. And then this is actually where they cut my donor area, which is like a strip, like as I showed you, like right in the back. And then as I see it, I feel like they actually like did like a horseshoe kind all the way up to here. And then that's actually where they basically got my hair grafts. What am I saying? Of course, that's actually where I got my hair grafts. What I'm saying is it's an FUT method because the other method is an FUE. But this is the method that they did to me, FUT. And I'm glad that I did this because I did my research before going to this clinic, because if you actually have a larger area, like more of like a balding spot, like where you really see a lot of skin that you would like to be covered, based on my research, and again, this is my own research, so I would recommend for you to really do your own research as well. Like the survival rate of the hair grafts from the FUT, which is from the strip, is higher compared to FUE, which is like the single strand. Yeah, because there's more fats that's basically like holding like the hair. So, and that's the reason why I felt more comfortable with FUT, because I really had kind of like this two high temples right here. And if you actually would like to see my earlier videos about like my hairline and things like that, I'll put it down in the description box below. But that's the reason why I chose that, and I'm very happy that I did that. So of course, I'll wait for how this looks after 12 months, and then from there I will decide if I will maybe do a second round. But you know, we'll see. But hopefully it will be bountiful, and hopefully it will blossom well. So basically after that, after they cut it, they actually have to like to stitch it, right? Because it's like an open wound. So they actually like have to like stitch it in. And then after that, they actually like put like this wrap around my head. And then we did the bathroom break. And then when I came back, guess what? More injections! Yes! And I believe it's like more 15 injections right in the front of my forehead. But at this point, I was just like, you know what, whatever. I got over with the 30 injections. I think that at this point, I can do anything. And then they did that, and I believe after that, my doctor basically put like the holes on where they would plant the hair, you know, for them to like be able to put it right there in the holes, or like the grafts. And then after that, we had a lunch break, and then after that, I believe when we came back, that's actually when we start with the technicians basically putting or implanting the hairs in the holes. Yes! So by the way, once you actually do that, you also get to either watch TV or like listen to music or be on your phone. What I actually just did was I actually just like listened to music. And also, one more good thing is, from what I heard from other friends, in other clinics, they put you to sleep if you want. But for me, I wanted to stay awake because I wanted to be aware of what's going on, just so that I can really share my experience, you know, and have an idea on how this goes through. But if I knew that the injections were that painful, perhaps I would have considered if I wanted to have, you know, if I wanted to sleep. But anyway, that's like the story of that. So after the surgery, oh my gosh, very important that hopefully, if you did not drive, that someone actually will pick you up. I'm very thankful for my friend Catherine. Thank you, Miss Catherine, for picking me up, because you know what? I had heavy bags because I gave some chocolates to the technicians as well as to my doctor, because I feel like they're so nice to me. Plus, it's like the holiday season. And then my doctor said that my bag was too heavy. So thank goodness that my friend was there. So she picked me up, she drove me home, and she carried all my things. So thank you, Miss Catherine, again for doing all those things for me. So grateful. And then after that, you know what? You have a lot of instructions that needs to be followed on what you need to do that night on day 1 until 2 weeks until you come back for them to take off your stitches. So the surgery's done, and my friend drove me back. And at this point, you know what? Everything's like so... I'm very paranoid, you know what? Because now you need to sleep at a 45-degree angle and you should not be moving. And I'm so happy that they actually like gave me this like neck pillow where after 4 days you can technically not use this anymore. But I'm just so paranoid that I'm still using it up to now. Yes. And then after that, that evening, once you get home, instruction first easy. You basically eat a meal just so that you can actually take the antibiotic that they gave to you. The antibiotic is actually good for 3 days. And you basically take 1 antibiotic after a meal in the morning or in the evening, or at least twice a day. But after 3 days, like, this antibiotic is done. And then after every 6 hours, you need a painkiller. So again, so thankful for my Motrin, and I took 3 every 6 hours. But I believe on the 4th day, I did not feel much pain anymore, so I'm not taking painkillers anymore. And then the next day, what I had to do was I actually had to spray this H2 Ocean spray right on my grafted area. And then after that, at night is when I actually have to, the night of day 2 is when I actually have to like rinse this with water. Exactly. And once you rinse it with water, you just let it air dry, and you cannot use any towel or blow dryer to dry it. So you basically do that on day 2 and day 3. And just so you know, day 2, day 3, you actually can see that, oh my gosh, you experience so much swelling that is funny, because like my forehead, especially like this gap from my forehead to my nose, this, see, like it has like a curve down here. I felt like this just went straight to my nose like that. It's crazy. And then after that, you basically experience like the bruising. Like, I'm not sure if you can actually see it, but this is actually like a bit of like a greenish yellow. And then same thing right here on this side. But that's like the normal part of it. Like after your face being swollen, then you will experience some bruising. So after day 2 and day 3, those are actually similar. On day 4, the only thing that changes is when you basically like cleanse your hair grafts at night. And that's actually when you basically mix your shampoo with water. And again, you first like rinse it with some water, and then after that you mix your shampoo with water, and then that's actually what you would like massage with the pads of your fingers right on your grafts, as well as your suture line. And then after that, you gently rinse that off. And by the way, you cannot take a shower for 2 weeks. So you will only like use, I use basically like kind of like a small tub, and then it has to be like lukewarm water. And then I just did that. I just rinsed it, and then you just let it air dry. So you basically let this air dry. Same thing with your suture line. And then again, I'll put some of like the videos that I did right in the description box below in case you would like to see how I did that. And then after 2 weeks, basically I have to go to my doctor so that they can actually, or go back to the clinic for them to take off the stitches in my head. So overall experience, I mean, so happy that I did it. If you've been thinking of wanting to do a hair transplant, like if you've been watching this, if you've reached this point, you know what? Do your research. If you have like a big space of like skin or white area or balding area, you might want to consider FUT. But if you basically have like certain areas where you want to fill in, then who knows if you want to do FUE. But it's very important for you to do some research, just so that before you actually talk to your doctor, you have an idea of what to expect. And go to someone where you can also talk with a doctor, because I've seen other clinics where you talk to the sales agent first, but you don't get to the doctor. I just felt iffy about that, because you get what I mean? Like I like to hear from the doctor, because at least if I hear from the doctor, I would have a pretty much good idea if I will actually have a good rapport with this person. Because you want to go with a person who you will feel confident with, who you think can do a great job. And if this person basically has like pictures, videos to show and things like that, and good reviews, those are like very, very important to me. At the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do. So if you've been thinking about it, just do it. So basically that's like my 1 week update. I mean, I go back next week on Tuesday, January 4 for them to take out the stitches. I'll make more videos about that. And usually you can start wearing a hat, I believe, after 7 days. So we'll see if I'll be wearing a hat on Monday next week, January 3rd. And hopefully everything turns out well. And hopefully this will eventually blossom, right? And we will see those buds, hopefully, like after 4 months, as they said to me. So there you have it. That's our 1 week update. I'm super happy. I think I was trying to do things right, and I just hope that it really, really works. Oh my gosh. So there you have it. If you enjoyed this video, if you find this video helpful, hope that you can give it a thumbs up. And also, if you would like to follow my hair transplant journey, yes, as well as how I'll be showing you our month-to-month development with this. And if you have any questions about my experience or anything about like hair transplant, I'll be more than happy to do my best to answer your questions. Just write it down in the comment section below. Again, my name is AllyCat Castle. Thanks for being here with us on Transgender TV. Love you. See you soon. Just do it if you want to. Bye.